So, what is an informational meeting? Informational meeting is very different than an interview, right? An interview, you go in, you're nervous because they're going to be asking you questions and you feel stressed out and you don't know what to expect and you don't know how to prepare, right? Informational meeting is nothing like that. Informational meeting is an opportunity for you to ask people questions. For you to ask somebody, you know, about the industry, about the company where they work, about what they do. You know, general questions that allow you to learn from that person. And how do you set up an informational meeting? You can get it in an email address and send someone an email saying, hey, I'd like to meet with you for some coffee to ask you some questions about what you do. You know, I can't tell you how many times since I graduated from college I get an email from somebody who just graduated from the University of Michigan, that's where I studied, saying to me, hey, I found you in the alumni database, or I heard about you working on this project. I just graduated from the University of Michigan. Would you mind meeting with me for 10 or 15 minutes to answer some questions about what you do and have coffee? And I love to do that. You know, anybody who's out in the working world reminisces about life in college. You know, they say, oh, college was great. You know, and they get an opportunity to meet with somebody who graduated from their school. They're going to take it. They're going to meet them, you know, for coffee. And it's an opportunity for you to network. So I'm going to go over kind of a little bit more how you set it up, what to accomplish in those informational meetings, and how to follow up. Here's a little letter that I wrote. It's a typical form letter that I would use to set up an informational meeting, right? Dear so-and-so, I found your name. And how did you find the person's name? It could be a lot of different ways. You know, it could be, and I'll go over different ways to network. It could be some industry organization. Like ULI is the industry organization for real estate developers. It could be the school where you study. It could be the ecclesiastical organization, your church, your synagogue, your mosque, wherever you belong. What have you. It could be somebody who lives in your homeowners association, whatnot. I found your name in the ULI directory and I was hoping that you might be able to meet me for 15 to 30 minutes to discuss my career ambitions and give me some advice about my job search. I'd be excited to learn about the work you're doing at, you know, Merrill Lynch, whatever, Bank of America. I'll call your office next week to see if setting up an appointment is appropriate. I appreciate your time and consideration. And at the end of the letter, you always leave the ball in your court. I will call your office next week to see if it's time. Normally, the person might even respond within a few hours saying, they got your email, yes, come in this day. You'll be very surprised how many people will meet with you if you write a letter like this. Especially if it's weeks, if it's months or years ahead of when you're looking for work. If you're a sophomore in college and the person who you're writing to doesn't think you're just trying to get a job next month when you're graduating, they're more likely to meet with you. They don't feel like you're just trying to get something. They think you're actually trying to get advice. And they're more likely to meet with you.